Hi everyone, 20th of November, it's a Monday, 9 minutes to 12 midday here in Australia. Here is my latest video blog. Today I'm just going to do a quick review of the markets, what's happening. I've got a few tabs open, a little bit of news, and as you can see here we're into the third big crocodile tooth or big shark tooth, depending on your interpretation, what your favourite animal is with teeth. And it's climbing very, very rapidly at the moment. And this chart represents the entire market capitalization, including Bitcoin. And Bitcoin's had a very, very positive couple of months, or month even, and you can see that it's just going through the roof here. So what that does tell me is that we're due a retracement of some sort, very similar to what we've seen with these first two steps. So be mindful of that. Get ready for that too. I think it does take a little bit of patience and a little bit of experience to prepare yourself for these dips, because whatever goes up like this does tend to come down at some stage. And I'm sort of predicting maybe mid-December. This is speculation, okay, so please do your own research, but I'm sort of predicting a pretty good couple of weeks, and then I think we've got another fork in the middle of December. I think it's Bitcoin silver, and we may find a bit of a retracement maybe even before December in preparation to release a little bit of energy out of Bitcoin, and then there might be another run towards Bitcoin silver. But I don't think it's got as much attention as some of these other coins and other forks. So again, it might be just another bit of a fizzer. Leading into Christmas. Christmas always seems to be a bit of a downer, because people tend to go away on holidays and they pull money out and buy presents and get ready for the new financial year ahead, and that's sort of a bit of a pattern in the stocks and in retail. And so be mindful. I think we are due a pretty good healthy correction of some sort throughout the market soon. If we might have another little step up over the next 10 days, but I would assume that we're going to see a correction. It's just sort of reality. We have seen some things with CME and futures trading. We saw a massive manipulation of Bitcoin Cash a couple of weeks ago. Lots of hype and talk, a very well calculated movement to grab attention for Bitcoin Cash, and I think I did buy on the high and bought into all the hype, and then we've seen it retrace 50%. I sort of saw through that, and I'm sort of grateful I sold out a little bit at the right time and made a little bit of pocket money on the side. But I mean, that's a trading thing. I'm not too interested in these major manipulations. I mean, $30 billion came into the Bitcoin Cash environment or ecosystem, and it just went through the roof. It was a crazy weekend, and we've got to be mindful that can still happen with a lot of these different entities, because it is an unregulated market. So we are at the whim of people who have got a bit more money than us normal folk. So even working out your calculations based on normal trading protocols and charting and things like that can be just blown out of the water within seconds when someone decides to change the market through an influence, as we saw a couple of weeks ago. And that's continuing. Bitcoin Cash Bitcoin's just hit an 8,100 US, which is pretty amazing. Another all-time high. And when we do hit an all-time high, I see a lot of the alts come back, but it sort of takes Bitcoin to get to that ATH before some of the alts come kicking backwards. So sometimes the alts will go sideways at that moment, and once Bitcoin pushes through that boundary, that resistance point, some of the alts pull back as people sell out and then ride the short-term Bitcoin wave through the ATH. But that's going to continue all the way through 2018. It's an unstoppable train, and all we're going to see is these type of little teeth going up and down throughout the year. So this is just an expansion of that particular graph. So you got the first one, the second one, we're into the third one, looking quite aggressive. So there will be a correction of some sort, one of these moments. So just be prepared for that. When? That's obviously a bit of speculation there, and I don't want to predict it, but I do predict it before Christmas. That's a pretty safe bet at some stage within the next 40 days. So if you are a trader, you might want to get some fiat and some Bitcoin aside and get ready to buy some altcoins at a cheap price, but that's up to you to work out what's right for you. Getting into the just the news. I haven't really picked out anything in major to talk about, except for a couple of things, but the thing there is a big trend going on, and I think it's the legitimacy of the whole space. A lot of governments are now supporting particular entities that are providing blockchain initiatives. We're seeing a lot more talk about how to connect central banking system to the current system through cryptocurrencies, and how to create gateways so it's more seamless and easier for people to translate fiat into cryptocurrencies and use that for real use. That's happening. I'm going to be doing an ICO review on one of those particular entities coming up in a video soon. There's got a whole heap of different things, you know, and I think if anyone is interested in the space, you do have to spend a little bit of time just going through the different news platforms. And I'm on CryptoCoin News, and you've got Cointelegraph, and you've got CoinDesk. They all provide some insight into what's happening. A lot of the news I get tends to come from the community. You do, when you're in the telegrams, you do get a little bit of inside scoops because there's Twitter, there's all sorts of different areas where news comes out, and I think you've just got to keep your head on and keep your head in to these little groups you get for insight. What else have I got here? Australian. This was of interest for anyone that's interested in alternative energy. It's the Australian government. This shows you how governments are getting involved in these initiatives, and the blockchain's here to stay. When the government starts forwarding money and cash into these projects, you know that we're onto a good thing. So the Australian government has just awarded $8 million towards Power Ledger, which is going to be utilising solar power and incentivising the circular system, or the grid of moving moving power through the system through rooftop solar panels and things like that. So if you're interested in that type of thing, I can see that being part of the future, is blockchain and alternative energy. And we're already looking at the financial platforms such as Salt and PayPal and Populous. They're all starting to come forward with their platforms, and I think they're starting to release their alpha platforms in the next month or so. So there's a whole heap of exciting stuff starting to manifest. And again, you've got to go and do your research on what might be worthwhile investing in, and it all comes down to reading and absorbing this information, and getting your timing right is not always easy. Sometimes some of these platforms will take 1 or 2 years to actually manifest enough leverage to create good positive price movements in regards to investing. But I'm more interested in the technology and all the initiatives that are coming forward. Moving forward, what else have I got? A little bit of news in regards to Confido, Confido.io. I came across this little leak which was put into my Crypto Nut Insights Telegram group, and one of the boys in there found that Confido has had a bit of an issue. Now, we're not too sure exactly what the issue is. It seems to be a contractual issue. The price plummeted. Now, there is a Medium announcement to the community from the Confido.io, which is on the medium.com website, about having a contractual issue which is causing a major issue with the price, and it's plummeted today, I think down, and I've got the chart here, as you can see, it was about 60 US cents, going pretty much sideways, and all of a sudden it's crashed to about 12 currently, within the matter of hours after this particular announcement was made through the Medium. And it's got to do, I'm not too sure what it is, but it seems like they've signed a contract with someone and there's a conflict of interest. Whether or not it's legitimate, or whether or not they can recover, I'm not too sure, but I just thought I'd share that with you. Anyone that's invested in Confido, it would be too late. I wouldn't necessarily say sell out right now. I mean, you've got to make your own decisions, but it has. Well, this is one of the first major big crunches on price I've seen based on news for an altcoin for some time. So yeah, do some research if that relates to you. Confido was essentially bringing a gateway for, I think it was deliveries and courier services such as FedEx and DHL and EMS and UPS, and allowing blockchain technology to control those movements in regards to tracking and payment systems and things like that. So the product sounds great. I'm just not sure what has fallen through. Going to be doing a video on a couple of ICOs. I've just decided, and it's not about the ICO, I should say I'm doing some videos on blockchain assets that I'm finding at the moment. People are sending me links and say, can you do a review on this one? Can you do a review on that one? And so I'm just sort of got a little running list here, and I'm going to keep doing these videos, and hopefully it adds value to your experience. And it's like I said, it's not about investing and getting a return. It's about knowledge and understanding what's available out there in this crazy space at the moment. So keep your eye on that. I will be doing a WebBot report, which will be private, and I'll be sharing that unlisted video in my Crypto Nut Insights. So if that's something you want to have a look at, you probably find it in some other areas in a private format on my website and things like that, but I won't be sharing it in a public format on YouTube. So keep your eye out for that. I'll be doing that later today. I've got about 3 videos to do. So that's all I wanted to share with you, is just that. So let me know what you think about the markets. Hopefully that gave me a little bit of insight. I can see a correction coming before Christmas, so get your hat on ready for that. If it pushes through Christmas and into 2018, we may see a double of what we've seen, which only tells me there's going to be probably an even bigger correction at some stage. So that's all I got. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments on YouTube and on Steem, and tune in to my next video. Thanks.